You all right there, buddy?
I'm fine. I just burned myself.
Misfortune. Meanwhile, hi everybody. This is the Amerime Junkies. I'm gonna start with an intro to the gentleman over here.
Yo, hey everybody, David Engine here. The guy, myth, the legend, the imposter waifu. Which people starting to simp for my character now, and I don't know how to feel about it.
It's kind of sad. No, it
Hey,
is sad.
look. Some people got doctor girlfriend fetishes, and I don't kink shame
Okay.
often.
Spe-
Not if it's making me money.
all right. Meanwhile, hey Sid.
How you doing? It's SiddeeQah Love here, the ghost. it's spelled GOATST,
Uh,
the ghost.
Yeah, okay. More like a phantom.
More like an absent father figure, but okay.
Oh my god. Whatever.
And I am I'm Corey Salty True Floyd, aka Salty Live 215. We are the Amerime Junkies. Today we're gonna be
Welcome to the daddy issues portion of the podcast.
oh my god. Uh Today we're actually gonna be talking about something that happened at Blerd Con and some of the ramifications of it. But first, more cheerier news, the Geek Report. um I was a big fan of the Injustice video game as well as the comic series. And were you a fan of it, Injustice?
Yeah, I was a fan of Injustice. It was just like being a fan of Injustice made me stop being a fan of both Batman and Superman.
Fair enough. How about you, Sid?
I'm not really much into Injustice, so I'm not really into the whole DC.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. No shame for now.
Yeah.
But
for now.
but the Injustice is going to be turned into a animated movie, and it's going to be based off the video game and the comic. And when it comes to DC animation, they just kick ass. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. While we're on the subject of DC, um, Batgirl has been casted. Apparently, there's going to be a Batgirl movie starring Leslie Grace. It's going to be on HBO Max. This is a this is a black woman playing Batgirl. We already have a black woman playing Batwoman, and I'm not really sure what the hell they're doing because I mean we haven't even finished this new. We don't even have the new Batman movie out yet.
Yeah, and they love. Fuck, I just realized DC love killing children. Is Shazam gonna die in this movie too?
I don't know, but I know he's gonna go. I know he's gonna get the hell beat out of him.
Nah,
But
I officially need a trifecta. If he dies in this movie, I need a trifecta. I need Batman to kill a child next. That we'll have Wonder Woman who killed Shazam, Superman who killed Shazam, and then have
Oh
Batman
my
then too.
god.
horrible, so horrible.
Who, me?
To actually like
They don't want killing kids.
Oh
Fuck.
my god. To actually backtrack on your question, Corey, about Injustice, I lied. I do like the usage of Injustice in memes. I use the Injustice memes daily.
Okay,
Yeah.
they do
So
make all right.
that's as far as it goes.
That counts.
Okay, good.
That counts. Over with some film news. Army of the Dead, which was a hit movie from Zack Snyder, a Netflix original, it has been greenlit for a sequel. So Army of the Dead 2. Of course, the last movie did end with a bit of a to be continued situation. So there's that. I had fun watching it. It's one of those things where you could tell everyone had a good time making a movie, and surprisingly, the way they had to reshoot those scenes, getting rid of Chris Adela and replacing him with Tig Notaro, was actually it went better than I thought it would. Plus, it's a crazy ass zombie movie that involves stealing money and Dave Bautista. So it was good.
Do we feel like zombies have lost their like their lore
No,
these
be-
past
because
couple of years?
I know where you're going with that, and I respect it. But that's kind of why I liked Army of the Dead, because they actually expanded on it. It
Okay.
wasn't just regular zombies. There was also a zombie tiger. The
Right.
alpha
Oh
male,
yeah.
the alpha male was had a full functioning brain. He wore a bulletproof mask because he knew they would try headshots. He had a wife who was pregnant with a zombie baby.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I rather that. I'm kind of burnt out on like vampires and lycans, so yeah, I'm fine with zombies being the crave.
uh also Neil Blomkamp, South African movie director known for Chappie and District 9. He has announced that he's going to start production on District 10, which will be a sequel from District 9. Ironically, District 9 originally was supposed to be a Halo movie, directed.
What?
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be a Halo movie directed by the guy who does the Lord of the Rings. I can't think of his
Oh
name right
my
now,
gosh. Yeah.
but things started falling through, so he convinced the studio to give that money to Neil Blomkamp, and he would make a movie out of it, and he made District 9, which was a commercial and critical success,
Yeah.
and people were pining for a follow-up. So looks like we're finally going to get it. um, Apparently District 10 will be based on a topic in American history, which
Okay.
I'm
I
kind of
wonder.
curious what exact topic. So,
I feel like when you go with American history, you can never avoid, unfortunately, slavery. Like when you look at any of these shows,
It's the
if you
backbone of this
slavery,
country. That's why.
yeah
slavery, a trail of tears, Jim Crow,
yeah
Japanese internment camps. You can go anywhere. Um, Also, all right, a man, a man who a man who was once the most picked on actor in the world made a statement recently. Ahmed Best, most infamously known as the guy who played Jar Jar Binks,
oh my
uh,
gosh.
he said he would like to at least audition to play Reed Richards. Ahmed Best, he's actually been quite an advocate for anti-bullying since he was horribly bullied by most of the community in the early 2000s. I admit I was one of them. And he had actually attempted suicide on several occasions, but now is a better person and, more importantly, a father.
Y'all ain't shit.
But why? Wait, why was he bullied? I
Cause everybody hated Jar Jar Binks.
That's so funny because I was like one of those not like big Star Wars fans, whatever. But I really like Jar Jar Banks. Like like I did. I don't know why. I was younger. I don't remember why, but
He was universally hated. I never
Well,
understood why though.
first off, that entire race of people were came off very racist. It seemed like they definitely a big mock up to Rastafarians and Jamaicans. So there was a lot of
there
issues.
was a lot with it. I see. No,
Yeah.
I don't. I like I said, I didn't really. I think I just like more of the character design. I just thought it was like a really funny looking thing. I really don't remember much about why I enjoyed the character at all, but I just did not realize because I wasn't like a huge fan of like that there was actual like bullying and stuff going on. So that's
Mm.
interesting.
Amazon has ordered a mini series based on Neil Gaiman's other book, Anasi's Boys, which is unrelated to American Gods, but come on, we all thought about it. I would just like to see Orlando Jones play Anasi one more time. So just put him in the movie. I don't care what capacity. Just do it.
I'm excited. I'm
Please.
excited when I saw that. I was excited.
um, Now this is a rumor. Let me put it out there. Vincent D'Onofrio, who some people know as Gomer Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. Most recent people will know him as Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin from the Netflix Marvel series. There's a rumor that he has signed a contract with Disney Plus, and he may appear in the Hawkeye series.
Hmm.
Now, if he's back as Kingpin, I think that's awesome because, well, the except for Iron Fist, the Marvel Netflix series, everybody was on point except for Iron Fist.
Oh my god.
And
Look, can we not talk about it? Don't bring it up. It don't
I'm
exist.
bringing up the good stuff. Like I loved his Kingpin. He was menacing. He was so creepy. Like it was definitely a different turn from what we had known about the character before. I look forward to it. If this is real, I think that's going to be awesome. Because let's be honest, with the cancellation of all those shows, a lot of those actors, I feel like they got screwed. Let's keep it real. Michael Coulter got screwed as Luke Cage. The lady who played Jessica Jones, she got screwed. I thought she was excellent. Wilson Cox as Daredevil. John
It was
Bernthal as Punisher.
it was so good. And then Disney was just like, ooh, let me let me hop into this streaming business real quick.
Yo, I feel like Mickey Mouse is like, execute order 66. Oh,
Oh my god. No,
oh,
Punisher
What if
was top tier for me.
what
I
if the
enjoyed it.
vault was this all along? The vault
oh.
was just planned.
Mm. Uh, yeah, hey, that would be something. Last piece is a quote from Elon Musk that he posted up earlier this week. I just thought it was funny. Elon Musk says that drug dealers know more about running a business than 95% of college professors.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, of
It's just
course.
what it's just one of those things. You're just like, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, engine.
But
I
are
got
you
shit to say
hiring
about
them?
this subject.
But are you hiring them though? Like, are you
Would he
utilizing their?
would he hire them?
hmm
I mean, I would. I mean, we put. Like, listen, we push Teslas, not Coke.
Right.
You better pay them well enough for them to want to stop.
Mm, and he'll pay him in Bitcoin, Dogecoin. But
Definitely
that's
needs to pay them in Bitcoin.
that is the geek report. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I almost forgot about the news from earlier today.
hmm
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is going to be working with HBO Max on the Black Superman series.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be Kal El. It's actually going to be Val Zod, which is the Black Superman of the multiverse in DC. So I'm
Okay.
not don't have too many details outside of that, but I'm de- I'm cool with this. I'm just very concerned about what they're doing over there. It's just after look after watching Space Jam 2, I have a lot of questions about Warner Brothers.
Were you disappointed with Space Jam 2?
He was
Uh,
hella disappointed with Space Jam.
Mm.
I didn't.
Apparently, he was disappointed with Space Jam 1 because he
Whoa,
has no
whoa,
soul.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let me. Whoa, you're taking. Both movies are bad, but there's something
Oh
good
my
about
god.
Space Jam 1. There's
Yeah.
like there's likable things about Space Jam 1. I could still watch that and have a good time.
No
Space
I'm
soul.
Jam
like
2 just
Denying
Space
had.
Steam.
Space
Hmm?
Jam 2: A New
That's it.
Legacy it's horribly written, it's horribly contrived, and it feels like one long commercial. I
It
understand
does feel like one long commercial.
it
Yes.
like I honestly feel like I just got beat over the head with Warner Brothers, and I'm like, at the end of the day, you guys already won because I'm watching it on HBO Max, which technically was the thing they were fighting inside the damn movie.
Yeah, I really like, not to stay on Space Jam 2 for too long, but I just watched it and I was like, I felt like it could have had potential, but I felt like they were trying to do so many like 21st century things all at once. It was just like, I won't even say 21st century, like 2020, like Gen
No,
X,
you
you
could say
know,
21st century because for a good moment in the entire movie, it turned into Kingdom fucking Hearts.
literally, like everything. And it was exciting to see all of these things coming in, but at the same time, it was like, oh my gosh. And then like him trying to explain the tech behind it was just like so many, it was too many themes at once. Like the
Yeah, like,
children were confused.
and it was just like, this is all so weird. And the fact that you named Don Cheadle's character Al G Rhythm is so criminally corny.
It was so cringe when he said his name. I was like I made like that cringy gif that you see with like Chrissy Teigen, that face that she made.
Yeah, because I'm just like, it was like, was that supposed to be funny? I don't know. It was like I'm confused. I'm just like, I mean, and the weird and what bothered me the most was I was like, yo, you guys really think that cameos are gonna save your movie? No.
No.
I'm like, no. Rick and Morty can't save your movie. Michael
No.
B. Jordan can't save your movie.
That was
I'm like,
so random to me. Oh my god. Yeah. But I mean, like, we're talking a lot about HBO Max, and I'm just, even though it's been a while, I'm still just really disappointed. You know, when you hear news that you just like can't let go for a long time, like
mm.
with them not renewing Lovecraft Country, just feels really weird to me. So it's just
Oh
like,
no, let's go. No, we can go. No, we can go into it because my brain has been like split on this. I'm like, so let me get this
Y'all
straight.
do know we have an ad break to do, right?
I'm sorry. Let's do the ad break. We'll come right back, everybody. Amerime. All right, and we're back. So we just left off. We're trying to wrap up our geek report, but we had to talk about Lovecraft Country one more time because we have SiddeeQah Love in the house. So it just doesn't add up when you have a show that has 18
mm, mm,
Emmy nominations.
mm. And it was just so beloved by so many people that watched it, no matter like what their background was. Like they just really loved and enjoyed the show. It was weird. It
And the
was
showrunner
reeling.
and the
It was
showrunner
uh
had receipts on her plans for a season two.
Yeah. So it's just like that feeling of just like lingering disappointment. Like when I even look at HBO Max or HBO at all, and I just see the symbol, I'm just like, ugh. Like this is such the biggest letdown. So just hearing about all the things that's coming, like you're bringing all these like DC like things to HBO, and it's like, but what about Lovecraft? Like that's my thought. But what about Lovecraft Country? But what about like that's my question after
Listen,
everything.
look, I'm still happy that we got Black Lady Sketch Show and that damn Michael Che.
Yeah,
Which shout out to Michael Che because pretty much that whole show is literally sketches that Lorne Michaels was like, yeah, these cannot be put on regular television. It was just
I
like
really
no,
enjoy it.
but it was just like no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Like listen, I'm a wild guy, but nah. But yeah, it's just so strange.
It is. And
It's-
I feel like something was kind of like ripped from me. Like I just feel like something that isn't right. That's how it feels. Like something isn't right here. It just doesn't. You know how something makes so much sense that when it doesn't happen, it just feels like a ripple in like the timeline or something. Like that's how I feel. It's that
I
intense
felt
for me.
I felt the same way about the Netflix show Outbreak.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it was fun. It was funny. It was gruesome. It was creative. It was funny,
Mhm.
and the way the season ended, you were just like,
What?
"Holy shit! I can't
Yeah.
wait for next season."
Exactly. Yeah. You were just like, yeah. And then
And then Netflix came in with that Negan dip. No exceptions.
They keep coming in strong with that Negan dip. I'm not gonna lie.
Cause
there's another. Oh, go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
Oh,
no, please.
I was gonna say there was one more show that made me feel that way that I don't know if people remember, but Shonda Rhimes did um a show about Juliet and Romeo and Juliet, but focused on like the cousins, and it was like a black woman lead, falling for this white guy, and it was on ABC, and it was called Still Starcross, and it was good. It was good, and then it got canceled, and then Shondaland got brought to Netflix, but Still Starcross didn't. But you know, what is that show called that everyone loves that I just watched again? The one, the Shonda Rhimes show with the white girl and the black guy, Bridgerton. But we got
Oh,
Bridgerton. We got Bridgerton instead of getting Still Starcross, which had a black woman lead, and it was just great. But we got Bridgerton instead, which was a hit. Of course it was, but
I didn't watch Bridgerton. I chose to watch Lupin.
okay, I still I really want to get into that because I keep watching the trailer over and over again, right? And I'm like, this show looks so good.
And it is. And it is. I would highly recommend it. Uh, yeah, you'll like it. But okay.
Yeah, I know we
So
gotta move on because I could go in about
yeah,
Da, 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 da,
black
da, da.
women leads and all that. So that's we gotta move on. You know.
Say
we'll
that
put a
for
pin
another
in it.
day.
So okay, Blerd Con took place in Arlington, Virginia. Sadly, we were not able to attend, but I saw a lot of great photos, a lot of great videos. Like four couples got engaged, and there was some great parties. But within these 2.5 days, there was a 50-minute block where some shit went down. And this shit was the cosplay contest. Now,
Mm, mm, mm,
there were
mm.
there were there were many contestants and there were four judges. And the winner of this cosplay contest was a Caucasian woman dressed as card captor Sakura.
One of my favorites, by the way.
I love card captors. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. But here's here's the problem. When you saw some of the second and third place and honorable mentions.
I don't, especially the honorable mentions.
Yeah, it just doesn't add up. And when I say no, I can't call it a wave of anger, a tsunami, a tsunami of shit went down on social media that Monday. And
It was so interesting because my introduction into this whole thing was seeing one of my Facebook friends who is a really popular black cosplayer, and he basically posted the meme of like, you know, the
we're both talking about the same person.
exactly, and then he
He
put,
listens to the show every once in a while. Hey, Bilal.
yeah, so but I really don't think he thought that his post within 2 hours would have
Yo,
600 and something comments.
yeah,
He like took a nap and woke up and was like, "What did I do?" But I
yeah.
mean, I know he wasn't the first one to talk about it, but
But
his post really took off and was a playground of perspectives. You know, a bunch of them, which was great for me to read because I got to see what a lot of people were thinking. And I mean, we can even go over some of the perspectives. Some people were just most majority of people were angry. And then you had the few people who were just like, this is an inclusive cosplay contest. It's okay if the winner is not black. Um and then you had some people who were just like,
What
oh
was that voice? Oh,
that's how they sound to me though when they say that.
and
Um
here
yeah.
and you know, and the funny thing is, I was in that boat for maybe an hour and a half. I was in that boat. But then when someone told me more about the prizes, not the money and not the other stuff, the fact that they would be the representative of BlerdCon at another convention.
That
And
right there took the cake for me.
I was just like, nah, I can't. That would not sit well. I'm like that. No,
I mean,
because
I feel like why even make that a prize if you're going to allow, well, if you know you have to allow all races to compete in your cosplay contest. There are
I,
other things you could have done.
I don't think the creator thought that going in.
Hmm.
It's one of those things because it's one of those things where you're just like, wait, what happened? It was like, are you? It's one of those things where you first hear it, you're just like, man, that's not funny. Stop playing. Ain't nobody. Come on now.
But it's not the first year that
It
a
isn't
white person has won. So it's almost something to think about because you've had experience of a white person winning in the past. And people were angry about it before, but I think they were so angry this year because like black people have been black nerds have been dying to get back. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then so many of them couldn't because of the whole vaccination thing. And a lot of people disagreed, and a lot of people were not vaccinated, what have you. Like there were people who were vaccinated who still didn't go because they were
right.
mad that it was vaccinated only. So I mean, my stance is that I feel like my stance is not of any of those perspectives that I saw. My stance was that BlerdCon wants to be an inclusive convention,
Hmm.
while highlighting Black nerds. Therefore, I think we need to have a space that's only about highlighting Black nerds, and you can allow common things like a cosplay contest to be inclusive. So maybe you have an inclusive contest and the winner gets some normal prizes, and then maybe you have a Black cosplayer showcase that is separate. It's not a competition, or maybe it's an online competition where people get to pick their favorite Black cosplayers and they get to be like shown off on the stage. And maybe they'll become your BlerdCon representatives around the nation when you go travel to other conventions. Like, You just got to really get creative where you're not excluding people, but at the same time, you're highlighting Black nerds who need to be highlighted and give us a space that we deserve.
Yeah, because the one thing a lot of folks couldn't see it as from a business standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't just all of a sudden go no whites allowed. Like it legally it can't be done unless
And
all of it unless you decided to make it a private invite only event.
mm-hmm. And I think that it would be a disservice to all of the non-black and even just white people who are there to learn, to be allies, to celebrate black people and stuff like that. And I think what got me most upset was one of the judges, as well as people who were not at BlerdCon and who know nothing about craftsmanship. Um, I was upset about that judge, you know, acting as if all the other contestants just had Halloween costumes because
Yes,
that's a
actually,
common theme.
I actually spoke to that judge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh, for legal reasons, I cannot say their name right as of right now, but I will say that the that initial post was the post they made came from a very hurt place because the judges were also being attacked for the cosplay contest, and they wish they could. I do believe if you're able to check their social media now, they've actually deleted that said comment. But of course, it's still going to be out there used against them somewhere. But it was still said.
Yeah, and as someone, I've been a judge more times than I can count now. Of course, not as something as big as BlerdCon, but I mean, I've judged cosplay contests that had dozens of contestants. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like actually invited. And the convention would tell me we don't know how to set the criteria as to how to judge. I said first and foremost, we have to judge off of craftsmanship. Secondly, we have to judge off of showmanship. So before we look at people's like race and stuff like that, we are really highlighting the craftsmanship of cosplay. And I think as a judge, like I would never say out my mouth that other people were like their costumes were like out of a Halloween store because I don't know what that person had to do to even afford that Halloween store costume or to even get up on the stage in that Halloween store
Mhm.
costume. And it's like black people, that's a stereotype that when black people cosplay, they don't make their stuff. They just buy, cheap things off the internet. So this is a place for us to shine. And now you're attacking the cosplayers or they're going to feel attacked with the stereotype that they already have. Like I don't care how mad or how attacked I feel
Mhm.
as a judge, I just would never attack the cosplayers that I judge. Cause now there are people who already didn't have self esteem. They'll probably never want to compete again.
Right. It's it was like it's one of those things where it's like there is a lot of the ball was dropped several times,
Mm.
and one of my biggest issues is everyone wanted to point a finger at someone, and in my mind I'm just like uh, I gotta admit, I don't think you should have entered this contest. It's like, nah. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I like your cosplay, but I don't think I don't think this was a good move. I understand that the cosplayer was actually convinced by
Yes.
their friend
Their black
and
friend.
their black friend, and I'm just like, I'm I'm
You're
not
not
sure what
that
your
guy.
intentions
Trust me.
were.
You're not that guy.
I'm not sure what your intentions were, but I feel like you set your friend up. This
I'm not
isn't
going to lie.
like this ain't 8 Mile.
Depending on my mood, I'm even gonna I'm gonna set you down, try to talk to you before you do this. I'm not going to deter you, but I'm gonna set you down, try to talk to you, or I'm just feeling malicious and I'm gonna hype you up.
Like, all right, here's the thing. I have a white friend. As a matter of fact, I think all of us know him. I have a white friend named Ed.
Hmm.
I have a white
Ed
friend.
Ed is not the sharpest person, but he knows a bad idea when he hears it.
Hmm.
And I don't think I would have been able to convince Ed to sign up for this at this black convention for a cosplay contest.
Yeah, I do, and I really do get it. But
I I
I do
I
get it.
would have convinced him,
Oh my gosh, you demon,
hyped him up and everything.
a devil, Akama.
Mhm.
He'd still be alive right now. Y'all niggas ain't gas him up.
I mean, I appreciate what the cosplayer said. I really do not like that people were bullying the cosplayer at all. Especially people were like, "Oh, her costume was wrinkled. Have you ever tried to hand press silk? Probably not. So shut
Yeah.
up. Like,
Uh, and,
just shush."
and quick question, because my you can't exactly, you have to put something over that silk if you were ever trying to press it, correct?
And yes, depending on the silk itself, you do, and you might want to be careful with dyed silk because then if you put heat to it, it may distort the color. So,
Mm.
and so if she didn't have a steamer, right? Which I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't have a steamer with her. She might not want to use the hotel's iron, or maybe she was in a rush, or it really does not matter why. They thought it was impressive enough that she won. The issue is not her costume because
My,
there are people I've seen who have won cosplay contests, like even at like Wizard World or like, Comic Cons, and they had very simple looking cosplay, but they spent hours, sewing and beading, whatever.
mhm.
The issue that people are that I feel like mainly is the race thing that needs to be looked at. But like I just feel like at the end of it, if you're gonna be an inclusive con with an exclusive theme or an exclusive like there's a reason there's a reason why you're having BlerdCon. It's for black people. I think that the con chair, while he did a good job, in my opinion, of troubleshooting this whole thing, I think that you have to be responsible for eliminating these kinds of situations. That
Yes, very
yeah,
much.
yeah. So like people, that it's not up to the judges. It's not even up to the attendees to be like, oh, let me not participate in an inclusive cosplay contest. Like because you can celebrate black people in so many ways and you already feel like you're in a black space in which they invited you to. So I just don't know how every person can discern in their mind whether or not to enter a cosplay contest. You know what I mean? I think
Mhm.
it's up to the convention to really give designated spaces for blurs.
Also, question: would it have? Do you think it would it have helped if there were at more, I don't know, cosplaying categories? Because it just,
Definitely.
from what I saw with the contestants, there was such a varied
Hmm.
lot,
It's a huge
and it was just like,
disparity in skill. A disparity in skill was for sure present. Some people should not have been competing against others. No.
yeah, and none of it felt right.
That's another thing. Like even like for cosplay Philly, when I did the small meetup cosplay contest, we would split it. All right, we would come prepared. Okay, this is a free meetup at a public library, and we came prepared with three types of cosplay contest setup. based on who signed up the day of.
Right.
So if we had many people who did not make their costumes and they were very like beginner level costumes, but we had multi-sex contestants, we won't do best male, best female. We'll just do best showmanship. We'll have all these different like ways we can do the cosplay contest depending on who signed up. But to just
Mhm.
have like everybody compete, you can't have armor up against someone who's been sewing for 6 months. It's unfair.
I agree.
Y'all hear this? BlerdCon, I hired. She gonna set y'all straight.
I
I'm so
mean,
passionate about that.
She gonna set y'all straight. Never gonna have another incident like this again.
well,
Have
I
a
mean,
Blerd showcase.
Hilton George is very open to ideas and things, and he's always up for constructive criticism.
And he's
So
very black. He blacky black. So he
yeah,
is. He is, and people act like I was getting mad. People were coming at him because it's just like this man is really trying to like do something for his black people, and just because y'all don't like the way something went down, don't mean you got to come for his whole life.
yeah, and that was one of my biggest like I never saw this community get so fucking ugly.
Yes,
And like I like now jokes aside, yeah, but it was a lot of ugly shit too. And I'm just like,
yes.
people are coming at judges who they're dating. And
Mm,
I'm just like, what the hell?
mm, mm.
I'm
It's just
just like,
another division in the Blerd community.
We live in that exposed culture, fam. You got the moment someone does something wrong, you gotta expose everything about them.
Nah, not wrong. The moment somebody does something that a bunch of people don't like,
yeah,
Facts,
because
thank you.
sometimes it don't
Big
even gotta be
difference.
wrong.
facts. The moment you do something you other people don't like, boom, I'm coming for your
And
whole life.
and originally I was gonna write a piece on this, but I spoke to the team before we started recording. I chose not to. I think this is just gonna because I don't want to fester on this for too long. You dig?
I dig.
It was it was so ugly, and it's so all right. Old head shit coming in. The first con I went to, it was so hard to find other people who looked like me.
It was so white.
It
My
was so rare, and that one year we went to Otakon, someone handed me a flyer for BlerdCon, and I was like, I don't know what
hmm
this is, but I
hmm
want to see what this is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, and it passed, and I looked it up, and I was just like, all right, well, we've got to make an effort to get to one of these. And then last year happened, and with things going on this year, we decided not to go yet. But I still want to go to BlerdCon.
I'm definitely going to BlerdCon next year.
So
It's the homecoming theme. I'm going.
a lot of people and a lot of people are like, well, I'm not going next year. I'm
Oh,
like, if you don't want
I
to
don't
go,
think I
that's
can go.
perfectly fine.
She said this homecoming thing. I don't think I can go. I've never been to homecoming.
Shut up, boy.
Oh man, and it
We're
saddens
gonna
me to
turn you
see
into a
people do
homecoming
that.
queen.
Right. It really saddens me to see people insulting BlerdCon over this incident. Like someone was like, "Oh, something told me not to go to BlerdCon this year." No, you didn't go to BlerdCon because you just didn't get prepared to go to BlerdCon. Because the thing is, you'll run your behind over to some other con that has like a guest who's a sexual offender. You'll run to that convention though, but you won't run to support BlerdCon though. You won't run to support them through their troubled moment, but you'll sit there and run to some other convention that's still casting the same guest that's been sexually assaulting women for the past 15 years. Like, I'm just saying. So I felt really sad for BlerdCon. I
That
felt sad for the
sounded
con
oddly.
chair.
Wait, time out. That was oddly specific.
because this is what I see and I witness as I try to bring myself back into the cosplay community after such a long break. And I'm just witnessing the community again and just observing and paying attention to, what's popular, what's the behavior. And I'm seeing this same problematic BS. Um, but I felt sad for BlerdCon because, like I was saying before we started the podcast, that black stuff always has, like, we when we do black things, for us it always got to be some drama. Not saying that we bring the drama, I'm not saying that we bring it, but it's almost like you can't have something that's celebrating black people without somebody bringing the drama. And now we as a community have to overcome it when it could have been avoided. And it casts this shadow. Like, BlerdCon doesn't deserve, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't what I'm saying? Doesn't deserve, like, people come at it so hard like this. If anything, help BlerdCon become better versus shooting it down. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard enough to probably get that con going.
Like, first of all, one of my biggest things is I'm like, yo, it's only its fourth year.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I don't know much about doing a convention, but I know that in the first couple years you're gonna fuck up.
Mm,
You're new,
mm, mm.
you're new to this.
Me,
Now,
you would understand that. You've old enough to been at the start of a lot of conventions.
Done. I'm
eat
done.
shit. But anyway, I mean, look, like, we're going to Otakon in just a few weeks. They've been
Mm-hmm.
around for over 25 years.
Yeah. And
I could,
just maybe 6 years ago, they had a whole horrific. Just getting into the convention was horrific. You know what I mean? Like, so they've been around
mhm.
forever, and they still have problems, and that's okay. We got through it.
I
They
mean,
we stood beside them. We stood beside them.
they're like, people are treating this like BlerdCon is a Jurassic World.
Oh, oh my
Like,
gosh.
I mean that I'm just like, I mean
Life,
that,
drama finds a way. That
Like, oh my gosh.
and from his video statement, people are judging these 2.5 day event of a 50 minutes.
I love when he said that. What about the other 35 hours? And I saw nothing but people having a great time in the
Yeah,
other 35 hours. So I'm saying we can hold whatever or whoever accountable for dropping a ball, or not even dropping a ball, just having like some. It was too muddy of water when it came to the cosplay contest and race and how we highlight black people in cosplay contests. Um, but this is not the time to fight and argue and push BlerdCon into a corner, into a shadow. This is time to get together and talk about what we need and what we want and how we can still be inclusive, because we should have learned from our non-black peers that we exist with on this earth that being exclusive in some ways is okay, but then in other ways it is not. We cannot be. This is not Jim Crow play. Like,
hmm people like people have people literally took the people literally took the BlerdCon logo and slapped it on a photo of this black guy and white woman in slavery.
I saw that and I couldn't even laugh because I instantly got livid. Like, I don't know,
and
like,
and the funny thing is, I'm fucked up. I laughed, but then, like, but after I got my laugh out, I was like, ah, come on, man.
right, because it is funny, but it's also not, because it's ours. It's
I can just
ours.
imagine your face just looking at the phone, just like,
Yep, live it. Like, just because it's ours.
and immediate smile, just.
it's so different if it wasn't ours, if it wasn't black. You know what I mean? Because then
Hmm.
we can empathize, but we ain't. It ain't really about us. But this is about us.
But you know what? I can say something, I guess, good came out of it. Two things.
Hmm.
One, now there's somebody out there who wants to make their own convention, a exclusive one, and I'm just like, okay, have at it. I'm like, I'm like, if that's the route you want to take, all right, good luck. I wish them I wish them the best. And just to end, just so folks know, for those who don't know, the cosplayer who won, she returned the money and she's relinquishing the title of winner.
Yeah.
Uh, if is that a good ending? Is I guess sure. It's it's weird,
It
but
is. It's just weird because
there is
because.
one thing I do want to
Mhm.
say,
Mhm.
and I noticed this
Can
from
you stop doing the
whoever.
old man finger
He's
wag?
shaking the finger.
Right, the
No,
old man finger wag.
no, because I noticed this through the whole fucking ordeal, and it took hours for someone to actually show this. They showed the third place winner, the honor and the honorable mentions, but never showed the second place winner. Now,
Mhm.
when I finally saw a photo of the second place winner,
Mhm.
it was a heavy set. It was a heavy set girl, big girl, and she made an Eris cosplay, a damn good looking Eris cosplay. But I found it very funny how when it came to mentioning good cosplays, the second place runner was kept out of the rotation.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
see what y'all did, and fuck
Yep.
y'all.
Mhm. Thank you for bringing. Thank you. That's what I'm. That's that BS I'm talking about. That's that like non-unified BS that goes on in the Blerd community, where you really ain't being celebrated in the Blerd community unless you meet in certain elitist type standards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the type of thing that blurs are that's why we have BlerdCon, is to eliminate that elitist crap that we have to go through at every other convention. But y'all do it to yourselves. How you do it to each other? Like, I just don't understand that. So, and I really like, and I get people wanting to have their own conventions, but not because of what happened at BlerdCon. If anything, if I could, I would love to sit on a panel and listen to a whole bunch of other perspectives and present my own, so that we won't have something like this happen again, where people are angry about a white person winning because they feel as though blurs haven't been showcased or haven't been celebrated enough, or it's a black only space. BlerdCon was never a black only space. It's an inclusive space where we highlight blurs. That's what he said it is. That's what he said it is. So if you want a black only space, you do have to create a black only space. Or maybe BlerdCon can create a black only space and still keep with its inclusivity as well. That's very possible. But to like be elitist and just and like literally not show that second place winner, that Aries cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I caught that. I didn't like that either.
Yeah, because I was so confused because I kept seeing the lineup and I was like, so that's third place, okay, that's honorable mention, and that's an honorable mention. I was like,
Hmm.
where's second place? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Then eventually someone was like, here's second place, and I'm like,
Yep.
oh, okay. And then I'm just like, so what the fuck?
And some of them, some of the people who had really amazing cosplays, they did not even enter the cosplay contest,
Yes,
and they didn't enter the
yes.
hall, and they didn't enter the hall cosplay contest either.
The what now?
There's two cosplay contests mostly, at most cons. There's the regular one where you're on stage. Then there's a hall cosplay contest where you just walk around the hallway and you have like judges vote on you. You don't have to go on stage or present. You just walk around the con like normal, and then they'll announce a winner at a certain time.
Really?
Normally, yeah, yeah. So there's a hall cosplay contest, and then there's the normal one where you're on stage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The more you know. Hmm.
So. Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know. I saw a very ugly side of the community over the last few days, and
Yeah. And I know we're angry. I know that as a community, there's a lot of anger towards just like black people being invisible or just being treated badly or what have you when it comes to other type of conventions. But I feel like when it comes to each other, we need to be more gentle with each other and speak with each other because we don't have a space like that anywhere else where people speak to us gently or with care or really like try to get to the bottom of what we need. We don't have no other spaces like that, so we have to do that for ourselves. And here's another time where we did not do that for ourselves.
hmm,
We tore each other down during this time, while also displaying our anger for, you know, a white cosplayer winning in a black space. So I wish that I'm ready for BlerdCon next year though. I'm excited about it. I would love to be there. And I hope that the judges who are on the panel next year don't feel a pressure to pick someone only because they're black. But I do hope that BlerdCon has a space where the black cosplayers feel very celebrated and uplifted. I
hmm.
want that for us more than anything. That's my like last stance on it really.
Yeah. I do look. I would like to go to BlurCon next year, not just for the experience, but of course, just for what we do. And I think missing out on something like BlurCon, it would be. I would love to like. It's it's. I gotta see it. You know, I gotta see it with my own two eyes. So, um, I just want us to do better.
Yeah.
Engine, any words of wisdom? I said wisdom.
Did you hear what he's did you know that he said he would tell his white friend to join the cosplay contest?
Yeah, never
So
mind.
yeah.
And as soon as he walks up stage, when you convince your white friend to go up on contests,
Yes. And then
the
you know what he would
cosplay,
do?
just be like
He
this.
would be the one to sit there with a bag of tomatoes, like
Tomatoes and boo him and boo
boo,
him. Yep, exactly.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
boo this man.
You'll just pay somebody else to do it.
No, no, but definitely going. I'm going to hype them up. Like
Mm-mm-mm.
Vegeta level, they gonna be on some Vegeta level. I am the hype by the time I
And
get
then
done.
you know what's going to happen? People are going to find out that you did it, and they're going to do the same thing to you they did to the girl. They're going to start calling you a coon. That's what they're going to do. You know how many people call that girl a coon?
Oh my god.
Okay, because
Bold.
she came on the post with her whole, said it with her whole chest. I encourage my friend, like with her whole chest, wholeheartedly, no problem. And people were just like, coon, like,
It was just like, oh man. And it was one of those things where I was like, I gotta respect the pair that she had to post that.
and I just have such a neutral stance on it because it's like I wouldn't have been me, but I'm not gonna call her a coon either. Like
But
I'm not gonna call her a coon.
at the end of the day, look. At the
The
end of the
moment they
day,
called me a coon, I'm gonna be like, bold of you to assume that I actually gave a fuck.
Right, right.
at the end of the day, from all the cosplays I did see, you guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Uh, Eventually, I'll have names to go with your faces, and I'll be more than happy to put all of you up on our Instagram and our Facebook.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
you deserve it.
Yeah, you really do. Um, I think that's it for us today.
Yeah.
And
Just know the
I
next time a situation like this and they walk up there in a raggedy ass cosplay, if they walk in with the exaggerated swagger of a young black teen, just know I'm the one that hyped them up.
With a young black
what
tea.
the fuck?
Oh my
Sid,
god.
tell the folks where they can find you if
Oh
you
my
allow
god.
yourself to be found.
Yes, I do allow myself to be found now that I am leaving the spirit realm and coming back to earth. I'm SiddeeQah Love on all platforms, everywhere, literally.
Hmm.
She was in the spirit realm trying to convince y'all to slide in to some
you
ghost
you
DMs.
can you can still slide in my
It's
DMs
a
and
pre.
It's a
That's a
trap.
damn. Where ghosting gets is a fucking prerequisite in this motherfucker.
It's a trap.
oh god. Yeah. And also, you can follow me on Public as well. If you have an app called Public, which is about trading stocks, follow me there and keep up with my stock trading. So yeah.
I was poor, so I was. I just had to fix my credit.
you
That's
you
all I could
might
do.
you might be poor, but where can they
No,
find
no,
you?
no. I'm
Okay.
po, not
Okay.
poor. Po,
Oh.
Ho.
po, like POUR. Can't afford that other O. Cost too much.
Ho.
But anyway, but seriously, you can always find me. I'm on Twitch at Salty Live 215, and of course, just Corey Floyd on Facebook and Salty True Philly on the IG. But most of the time, you can always find me responding to most of your comments and DMs on Amerime Media's Instagram and on our Facebook page. Demon Engine, when they do summon you, where can they find you?
At Demon Engine. Everywhere. Oh, did you know that they down Splitgate is now on consoles?
Yep.
Did you know I already have a 5.5 KD.
Oh my god.
Apparently, I'm the new character of a
Oh
beater
my
now.
gosh. Oh my god.
I am still personally obsessed with Knockout City. Uh, I love it. It's dodgeball.
Oh my gosh.
Sid, you should try it. It's free through Game Pass.
Okay. I can do that.
Hmm. But meanwhile, we are the Amerime Junkies. Um,
It
want you
was great
guys
to
to
be it was great to be here.
I
when
finally
you
can't fuck
when
that.
you fly through, it's always a pleasure. Um,
Fly the fuck through more often, goddamn.
yeah,
Okay.
and while we're at it, want to thank you guys for checking us out today. First off, to our YouTubers, thank you very much. Uh, then we go to our podcast people. We want to thank you for liking and downloading these podcasts. Don't forget to leave comments. We like to hear back from you, as well as you folks on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing and hitting that bell button. We will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves and each other. Love and peace.
Good night.
Wakanda
Bye.
forever! Ah!